Welcome to Nagaland TV. I am Yashira and you're watching Nltv Midday News. First headlines. National Democratic Progressive Party to walk over in upcoming by-election to 58 Shamator Chesore constituency as BJP and NPF declare support to NDPP. UDA adopts a 4-point resolution on the ongoing Naga peace talks. The House appreciates the commitment of the Government of India towards Indo-Naga peace process. Militants shot dead 3 civilians in 3 separate incidents in Kashmir. The back-to-back attacks took place in Srinagar and Bandipora on Tuesday evening. Nagaland witnesses fuel price hike again for straight 2 days. Petrol and diesel price skyrockets in the state with petrol price rupees 101.43 on Wednesday at Dimapur and diesel priced at rupees 91.55. Alongside, petroleum companies have also increased the price of domestic LPG cylinders by rupees 15 nationwide. Now the news in details. We have a breaking news here to our viewers. NDPP to win Shamator Chesore constituency uncontested. Prior to by-poll, all parties came together to support NDPP. Decision was announced following the first meeting of the United Democratic Alliance. NPF and BJP supports NDPP's request. NPF Working Committee anonymously adopted that the party will not set up candidate. NPF applauds magnanimous gesture of Mr. Ruking intending candidate of NPF for agreeing to abide by party's decision. Seat to 58 Chamator Chesore Assembly constituency was left vacant following demise of former MLA Toshi Wongdong. Election Commission of India announces the schedule for the by-polls to fill the vacant seats in 30 assembly constituencies in Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram and Nagaland among 10 other states and 3 parliamentary constituencies. Last date for filling nomination papers for the by-polls is October 8. The date of the poll is scheduled on October 30. Counting of votes for all the by-polls will be held simultaneously on November 2. The United Democratic Alliance has adopted 4-point resolutions during its first meeting held on October 5 at Chief Minister's Residential Complex at 11 a.m. The House appreciated the commitment of the Government of India towards Indo-Naga peace process and welcomed the positive steps related to the ongoing Indo-Naga political dialogue. The House appreciated the resumption of talks and the decision of the Naga political groups to resume the peace process. The House upheld the resolutions of the civil societies, Nagaland Legislative Assembly and series of consultative meetings and appeals to negotiating parties to respond to people and bring the protracted Indo-Naga political issue to its logical conclusion. The UDA further resolved to make efforts towards the peace process and the ongoing negotiations and appealed to all sections to continue to work towards unity, reconciliation and oneness. Nagaland witnesses fuel price hike again for straight 2 days. Petrol and diesel price skyrockets in state with petrol priced at rupees 101.43 on Wednesday at Dimapur and diesel priced at rupees 93.55. Early on Tuesday, the price for petrol was rupees 100.90 and rupees 92.89 for diesel. As people suffer due to continuous hike in fuel price, Nagaland TV has taken a ground report on the matter.
Amikan yete ground report aina se petrol pump de to amikan hute sab kra do ito petrol lagatam to le to sender pra hi uthai dina enika aya se una men chandi paise aro Dimapur town de that 4 tak to le do petrol lagatam do 100.90 takise aro diesel lagatam to le do 92.89 huse hulibi kali Tuesday de nutun rate to le do Dimapur de petrol lagatam to le do 101.14 aro diesel laga tam to ile to 93.20 tak utishe kona ido apne ke chanai dia ase ame nede auto driver chinge del laga tam do uthau di bishi gurase to apne bi kiman tuk base
are bishi tuk pai ase amar khan cholibu na para hoye ase etu pura tel laga dam te sabina 100 par hoye ase apni khan kiba koribi
ande government bagi ki kobo
government itu kobo government to sabo lage auto driver amar khan iman tel halibo na hajra bi na pae tel laga dam iman hoye jaise hajra to na pae 200 300 ena ka pai ase din bhar gari chalai ke na to itu pura government ke morom koribo lage
ami kan jani paise ki ide auto driver chinge hota gurabi tan bi iman tikdaris face crash one jani paise aro amian ide ek chinge hudi sobo del लगाताम तो उठाओ दी पीछे गुरा से तो अपने भी किमान दुख पासे
बहुत दुख पासे तो सरकार कुछ नहीं करता क्या करें हम लोग गरीब आदमी हैं बोलना तेल का दाम कम करो और क्या करें
अंकल पेट्रोल और डीजल लगाताम तो उठाओ दी पीछे दिया से अमीन तो अपनी लाइफ इतो लापर दे भावना दी
এইটো তো আমাক স্ট্রাইক কৰিব লাগি আছে অলপ গভর্নমেন্ট লগতে রিকোয়েস্ট কৰিনা না এইটো ডাউন কৰিলে বেছি ভাল হ'ব पब्लिक करने ये आमाकन भी सैलरी जो उठा नहीं ये तो करने आमाकन भी प्रॉब्लम तो फेस करे से ये तो आसे थैंक यू
अमियान दिखियो पारसे पब्लिक खान तान किमान दुख पासे इतो देल लगाताम उठाउ दिउ कुरा तो तान ला ग्रीवेंसेस शेयर करसे आरो ताकन ला अपील दुले तो इतो दाम तो नमाइ दिले फालो ना कि उना इतो अमियान के जनाइ दियासे
The petroleum companies increased the price of domestic LPG cylinders by ₹15 on Wednesday. This is the fourth straight increase in rates in less than 2 months. After the hike, the price of a non-subsidized 14.2 kg cylinder in Delhi is now ₹899.50. The new rate of 5 kg cylinder is 502. The rates of subsidized and non-subsidized LPG cylinders were hiked by ₹25 on September 1. The two main factors that determine the prices of LPG cylinders in India are the exchange rate of the rupee against the dollar and the global benchmark rate. The hike in cylinder price coincides with the increase in rates of petrol and diesel in the national capital. Petrol price reached ₹102.94 and diesel is retailing at 94.53. 3 civilians have been shot dead in separate terror incidents in Jammu and Kashmir on Tuesday. In back-to-back attacks, a pharmacy owner, a street vendor and another civilian have been shot dead by terrorists in Jammu and Kashmir. Earlier, Makhanlal Bindru, a Kashmiri Pandit who owned a popular pharmacy in Srinagar, was shot at point-blank range by terrorists. Reacting to the incident, Omar Abdullah tweeted that this was another targeted attack in Srinagar. He said no words of condemnation would be enough. Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha also took to Twitter and condemned the attacks. A fire broke out at No Clark High School Sector B on October 5, leaving nothing but ashes behind. Luckily, there are no casualties reported as there was no one in the house when the incident took place. After villagers reached the area, a fire brigade was sent into location to douse the fire. The Director General of Police Nagaland received 4 ambulances from National Highways and Infrastructure Development Corporation Limited under Corporate Social Responsibility at Police Headquarters premises on October 1. Furthermore, the ambulances are of higher end with basic life support equipments. DGP Nagaland further expressed his gratitude to NHIDCL for the generous gesture towards Nagaland Police. Minister for Health and Family Welfare S. Pangyuform visited the construction site of Chief Medical Officer's office building, New District Hospital Dimapur, building Chumukadima Hospital and CHISR on Monday. According to the reports, the minister inspected the construction sites and evaluated the progress of the construction. Reportedly, the New District Hospital will be bedded, 200 bedded, and an additional 50 bedded building construction is also underway. According to sources, the 50 bedded will be completed by December 2021. Furthermore, CMO's office building will soon begin and will be completed within 22 months. Nagaland reported 20 fresh COVID-19 positive cases, taking the total confirmed cases to 31,342. Kohima registered 10 new positive cases, Dimapur with 8 cases and 1 each from Fek and Wokha. According to reports, 18 infected people have recovered from the disease, of which 9 were from Kohima, 5 from Dimapur and 2 each from Kifere and Mokokchung. This takes the total recovery cases to 29,358. No deaths reported, keeping the tally of COVID casualties at 651. Furthermore, at present there are 314 active cases in the state. The Vice Chancellor of Nagaland University, Professor Bardesh Lal, on Wednesday informed that Lumami headquarters will resume offline campus academic activities. It has been made known that the decision was made by the Vice Chancellor, Registrar, all Deans of Schools, Deans of Students' Welfare, Heads of the Departments and Wardens. Professor Bardesh Lal informed that offline classes for third semester students is set to resume with effect from October 18, wherein students should arrive at the campus or hostels from October 15 and 16th, while arrival of first semester students to the campus after allotment of hostel seats will begin on November 1. The VC further informed that students arriving in the campus should possess negative test report for COVID-19 or rapid antigen test done 48 hours before arrival or RT-PCR test done 72 hours before arrival. In addition, the VC said that University Center will arrange preliminary health checkup for all students arriving in the campus. Besides, thermal scanning facility will be provided in all academic departments. A consultative meeting with all the Tribal Literature Board on strengthening literature in the state was organized by the Department of School Education at the Morung Conference Hall. The program was held to prioritize development as well as to improve literature and overall language in the state. In the meeting, it was also stated by one of the speakers that without the help of the Literature Board, they cannot take the tribe, culture and language forward.
Today, our main agenda is to improve the literature, the language in our state. We have a lot of hiccups in developing the language. So we have 18 languages section here, language. So to develop, to upgrade all the languages, we have called a consultative meeting to strengthen the system, and so that no one is left behind, so that everyone is taken on the board in order to develop their own language, in order to improve and give a standard textbook for all the category of students, especially from primary level to the high secondary level. So that is the main agenda.
Yeah, our problem is we want to let government approve for the study of class 9 and 10 in the mother tongue studies for all the 13 literature groups, which were not being approved by government till now. We are fighting for that since very long time, and certain of the high schools in our area has been read up to class 8 in the year 2012. And in the year 2013, they were supposed to study class 9 of their mother tongues. But the government has not approved. They say that it has to be approved by the government.
The Lucknow Police on Tuesday announced new restrictions under Section 144 of the Code of Criminal Procedure in view of the upcoming festival season and farmers' protest. These restrictions will remain in place till November 8. The Uttar Pradesh government also denied permission to a 5-member delegation of the Congress party led by Rahul Gandhi to visit Lakhimpur Kheri district in the wake of Section 144 of the Criminal Procedure Code that has been imposed in Lucknow. In the order, it was also mentioned that Navratri will be celebrated from October 7 to 14, Dussehra on October 15, Eid Barawafat on October 19, Diwali on November 4 and Bhai Dooj on November 6. The Odisha government has issued an equal opportunity policy for transgenders, which will result in the appointment of a complaint officer for redressal of their grievances within 15 days of lodging a complaint. The policy issued by Department of Social Security and Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, the nodal department for transgenders in the state, also mandates the head of department to act on the inquiry report submitted by the complaint officer within 15 days of its submission. In June this year, Odisha Police allowed transgenders to apply for the post of sub-inspectors, while Revenue and Disaster Management Department opened its doors to transgenders for the post of revenue inspectors. A Delhi court on Tuesday rejected the bail plea by wrestler Sushilkumar, who is currently lodged in a jail over a murder case. The 38-year-old Kumar is accused of assaulting another wrestler, Sagar Dhankar, over an alleged property dispute. According to a charge sheet filed by the Delhi police, Sushilkumar has been named as kingpin of the whole murder conspiracy. However, the former Olympian's lawyer argued that the present FIR filed against his client is a conjoint mix of preassumptions and with dishonest intentions. He said that Kumar is a law-abiding citizen of the country and there is no possibility that he would flee from the country. Delhi police had arrested Kumar in May this year, and since June he has been lodged in a jail. Nagaland government, in the process of keeping the COVID-19 situation under control, has decided on reducing the number of passengers allowed in a taxi from 10 passengers to 5 per vehicle, maintaining certain protocol in regard. To this, a student named Mukapchem Yim Hung, on behalf of all the students, has appealed to the government to normalize the movement of taxis in the state, as this has resulted in increase of fare to a larger rate, which made it very difficult for the common people to travel by taxi. Therefore, he appeals to the government to look into the matter for the betterment of the students and the common people in general.
Good morning. Good morning. Subis one. Yade aise condorso de. Aro thanks to Nltv for giving this opportunity to express our grievances. Moi kobuli thaka do ami khan state government bra coronavirus ito aina mon laga state te ito passenger do sumo de tosin bokhibul dia do ida do 500 bokhibul dia ase aro fare bi ito sabde bishi rate uthai lose earlier ida do 1000 thakise hoili bi 2000 hoise hoili bi mon la appeal do ito mon public la appeal do ki ase gule Morombra itulado normalized crew divi. Aro full 100% passenger bookable divi. This is my humble appeal to our Chief Minister Nifirio to please normalize the system. Ito ina Morombra itado full seat bookable divi. Ina holido mombi student khan ase student khan bi safe hobo sob manu safe hobo. Ida mon salido government bi itado unlock hoise open hoise aro 100% itado attend kore aro timor debi mon itia sa ase agitation bi kore ase manu iman without maintaining SOPs itado ini function kore ase ito sabde Morombra transportation labi normalize kore dibi ito to immediate action lole do phala ase goina moi request kore ase itia mon kiba sai sawo yate inaga ase ito SOP maintain kore garni yate action boibo yate tujun boibo over the tujun boibo ina ase hoilebi government khan bi iman action to lobole na pare kilole raste de do passenger khan to khantan khani ase jana wano khani ase ina hoina ikilo boi jai aro yate saman bokhol thake to odo niche site hi bokhe itas mon sabole bare ase ayo yate mon sabole bare ase ina ase aro itu ase aro itu to SOP maintain kora to ikue kari la de SOP maintain kora to iku nai itu ani mon la appeal do Morombra yate bi normalize kuri dibi ina hoina full seat 100% bokhibole dibi na holi do mon do student khan do yate up down gole bishi duk pai itu hi na hoina aro moi futuro de moi boase moi bi 2000 katina hi chabole ulai ja ase kile ule police khan check kore aro fine bi impose kore itu arne moi do futuro de chabole thaka do at least 1000 rabi jaina pungchibole pare holi bi yate ra full seat booking kro lage na holi do polan ista thakile do ini 100 rabi jabo pare holi bi government la order hisab di ase driver khan holi bi conductor khan holi bi itu hisab di chabole ulai jai aro police can be checking to Google like jai SOP mention na kule to ito ani moila humble appeal to please Morombra taxi debi transportation bi Morombra normalize kru dibi aro akide kina thagise itu national thagibi kile kule to itia do like I have said earlier Timor de libi Kohima de libi itia do agitation bi ini jai aro ki asle carnival can be loy aro ki program bi organize kre like normally libi transportation de kile iman delay kre ase Morombra itu bi this is my humble request, please. Student for the welfare of student of Nagaland. Morombra. Taxi Devi, normalize Kudile Palasi Koina. Thank you so much, Nltv, for giving me this opportunity. And this is my humble request to our Honorable Chief Minister of Nagaland.
Tokyo Olympics bronze medalist Lavlina Borgohain has been handed direct qualification for the upcoming Women's World Boxing Championships by the Indian Federation, which has decided that the remaining squad will be made up of gold winners from the upcoming nationals. The national championships will be held in Hisar from October 21, and just like the recently concluded men's event, the champions will make the cut for the world squad. The Boxing Federation of India stated that the gold medalists in each weight categories will represent India in the AIBA Women's World Championship except 69 kg, as Tokyo Olympics bronze medalist Lavlina Borgohain will see direct qualification for the World Championships. The 24-year-old is now set to skip the national tournament after securing a place in the squad based on her Tokyo performances. The Women's World Championship is to be held in December in Istanbul, and the exact dates for the competitions are yet to be decided. Kohima District Planning and Development Board, during the district's monthly DPDB meeting held on Monday under the chairmanship of DPDB Chairman and Advisor for Technical Education and Election, Medo Wokha, forwarded the recommendation of upgradation of Chimenyu subdivision to Chimenyu district to the state government for consideration. Advisor for VNAH and Women Resources R. King and ADC Chimenyu W. Manpi Pom NCS also highlighted the aspiration of the Rengma community on the demand for upgradation of Chimenyu subdivision to that of a district, and further submitted key data records of the subdivision. At the meeting, MLA Nakro also stressed on the need for upgradation of public health center such as Zubza to a community health center, as it is located on the national highway where medical services with more facilities can be provided in times of emergencies and also for people in that area. Meanwhile, Kohima DC Vice Chairman of DPDB Gregory Thejavali also remained the village adoption committees to initiate and activate the plan process for the adoption activities by the next DPDB meeting. Recruitment process for 2,056 vacancies for State Bank of India for the post of probationary officer has been released. The application process begins from October 5 and will remain open till October 25. The SBI aims to hold the online preliminary exam in the month of November and December 2021. However, no dates have been set and be notified yet. A total of 2,056 posts will be filed through the recruitment process, while 200 seats are reserved for candidates belonging to the economically weaker section of the society. Furthermore, applicant must have a graduation level degree to be able to apply and must be at least 21 years old to be eligible to apply, while age is capped at 30 years. Deputy Chief Minister of Nagaland, Minister in charge of Home Department Y. Patton has lauded the narcotics cell of Nagaland Police for the seizure of smuggled gold bars at Kohima Gate. According to reports, the seized gold bars on October 4 amounted to 22 crores in international market, making it the biggest seizure in the state. Meanwhile, Patton stated that Nagaland Police has shown exemplary action which needs to be followed by other personnel, especially those assigned in the check gates. Furthermore, Patton expressed happiness that the police department has shown efficiency and courage in fighting crimes lately. Prime Minister of Australia Scott Morrison on Tuesday said international tourists will not be allowed back to Australia until next year. According to reports, only skilled migrants and students will be allowed, while Australia was expected to reach the vaccination benchmark on Tuesday, at which the country could begin to open up 80% of population aged 16 and older persons having a second shot. Furthermore, Prime Minister Morrison outlined plans to allow vaccinated citizens and permanent residents to fly overseas from November for the first time after tough travel bans took effect in March 2021. That is all for now. Keep watching Nagaland TV for more news and updates.